Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Falcon number 8240-3462. This is an 8240 series control box. The 8240 specifically tells us that we're dealing with a push side system on this Falcon low energy door operator. Remove it from the packaging here. The control box is different for a push, an 8240 versus a pull 8230. This video is to serve as visual and dimensional evidence of the item. There are links below this video to the installation instructions, to the cut sheet, to the product brochure, to the entire unit itself. So it's handy to be able to review those documents because they will lead you to replacement parts for the unit, which has not been on the market for several years, but enough to the point where I certainly do see orders for replacement parts, namely arms. Arms are the items that appear to get damaged or vandalized. So we do sell arms frequently for all the different applications. If you've got an electronic problem, you're very likely going to need a new control box. That's what this is. So you've got your terminal block here, your potentiometers down below that are going to control your, that are the controls. Potentiometers are just like volume knobs, I guess. I don't guess when I say that. I mean, I think of them as volume knobs. Transformer, obviously. Let's take a look at first of all, let's take a look at the documents. First of all, the replacement control box for the Falcon 8242, and that will lead you back to the entire extended description of this item that we have. That link is provided there just out of convenience. The link to the installation instructions would be probably the most helpful when you're looking for parts. Obviously, how to install the unit, but more so, of course, how to set the unit, tailor the unit to the actual requirements in terms of adjusting all of the features that are on the unit. Closing speed, back check speed, things of this nature. So that table is actually operator adjustment is step 6. On the 8th page of that, or page 6 of that document. The wiring diagram is on page, it's not page 6. It would be the 8th page of the document. The wiring diagram is on the 11th page of the document, which is very handy. The other parts that are available are listed literally on the first page, the bottom third of that page. Not a lot of available parts for it. Your control box, obviously, your gearbox, and then your arm, and you could probably purchase the cover as well, even though I don't see a part number for just the cover. The cover is something very often vandalized, so I'm sure that would also be available. You can tell that it's important to order the proper arm. I've had very occasionally someone orders the wrong arm because they didn't quite realize that there was a push and a pull application for these closers, meaning that there would be a different arm based on the application. There are two very distinct and different arms depending on push or pull, and that just means the side of the door that the operator is located on. If it's on the push side, like the item that we're working on here, the 8240, meaning 8242, that takes a particular arm that will not have the track. So that will be your 8240-3077 for your push arm. The installation instructions are simple and straightforward, and most of it is talking about how to dimensionally get the item templated onto your opening. There's also a link to the cut sheet that's there. And it's just a 2-page marketing document that goes over the unit and where exactly you will use it. This would be considered low energy versus low energy there are two terms when it comes to automatic door operators: low energy and high energy. The only difference, and this is according to an ADAM instructor, AAADM, someone who teaches class on how to be certified to inspect. You don't have to be certified to inspect doors, but to be certified on the class of automatic doors. Taking the class, passing the test, the whole 9 yards. According to my ADAM instructor, the only difference between low energy and high energy, we do think of it as low energy as the occasional use that you would put on a occasional handicap compliant door, and then high energy you would think, I think of in terms of what you would find on the front of a grocery store where there's thousands of cycles a day. There is no technical correlation between light duty and heavy duty. There is certainly a correlation between what you would find in something considered low energy, light, low volume use, in terms of the integrity of the componentry. You will certainly have heavier duty material when it's intended for a high energy application. But the crucial difference is only this. Low energy does not have a sensor, does not have a motion sensor on it at all. That's not, that is, if it lacks sensors, then it's low energy. You'll have a push plate. You can have a transmitter on a keychain, whatever it is. But low energy will not have a sensor. When you add a sensor, the door is no longer low energy. You could add a sensor to this, but it's going to be considered high energy at that point. This would not be something that you would use on a high volume application. It's not meant for that. It is indeed meant for occasional use for handicap compliance, is the bottom line. So be mindful. There is, of course, a whole set of ANSI documents that discuss automatic door operators. The subsections of each are, there's a low energy subsection, there is a high energy subsection. So when you're dealing in the realm of automatic door operators, regardless of having sensors or not, regardless of being high energy or low energy, referring to those ANSI documents would be quite valuable for you to have access to. And I can tell you what those document numbers are. I don't recall what they are. Let's take a look. So they are the A156 series, naturally. The first document that I'm looking at is the .10 document, and that is the standard for power-operated pedestrian doors. The A156.19 is the low energy. So A156.19, that's the document that you would look for. The .27, A156.27 is for revolving doors, of which we obviously don't get into very often. The A156.41 is going to be your standard for single motion to egress. Let's take a closer look at that. It would indeed be the .10. That is going to be your standard for power-operated pedestrian doors, what I'm calling high energy, and is going to go into a breathtaking amount of detail in terms of what's required. I would certainly recommend that you obtain those documents. If you're installing this, maybe if you're just swapping out the control for your existing installation, maybe not, but if you're doing a new installation, you very likely will want to familiarize yourself with A156.19, the standard for low energy doors, because under the duress of an inspection, someone's going to be referring to that document, directly or indirectly. Okay, if you have any questions on the Falcon, this is their part number 8240-3462 control only for their 8242, or any other, and I did tell you we would take some basic dimensional properties, and let's do that. Okay, basic dimensional properties. Obviously a galvanized steel backplane that this is installed down to. And the dimensional properties are just for archival purposes, really. Someday this design will change. We'll wonder what the size was of the old one. So here we go. Overall height 4-inch. Overall width of the chassis itself about an 8 and 9/16. Overall height of the chassis itself about 13/16. Not much on that transformer. Well, no, there's a label right in front. See if we can get the camera to focus on that. There we go. Okay. Any questions on the Falcon 8240-3462 replacement control box or any other Falcon product? Please feel free to reach out to us. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Falcon products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog and several other encyclopedic documents, old catalogs, service manuals, whatever we can get, that's where we'll stick it all. Thank you very much.